Hello again, Struck Pop. Welcome back to another stream of mine. Torchlight 3 is again the thing we're going to play. Just a moment, I think this is better that way. Or is it? Oops, I guess I didn't configure everything the way I should have before I started. Okay, maybe like this. Okay, sorry for that. I thought it was fine, but then it suddenly ended up not being fine. So I just gotta quickly see if I can fix this. I guess it's just the lights. Okay, there we go. Now we've got less noise. That should be fine. So, okay, today I will be continuing where I left off yesterday unexpectedly due to the power outage. I think the whole neighborhood block didn't have power for a while yesterday. So yeah, I'm gonna try and continue from that point. I did play a little bit, just a little bit last night, just to get like one level in. Okay, I think it's fine. What's this thing here? I have no idea. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'm ready. So hopefully today no more power outages. Yesterday it took them 4 tries where they would just bring the power back and then a few seconds later it will be back to no power. So it was weird, but at least they fixed it eventually, but it was too late to keep streaming by the time they fixed it. But today I've got what, I think 4 hours. In 4 hours I'm hoping to reach somewhere around the middle of Act 2, hopefully, because I'm in the middle of Act 1, roughly. Freshly killed Wide World, I think, with my last quest. And we're off to Fire Belly Village. I think people can hear me, so maybe I can move the mic a little bit further. Like this should be fine. Let's see, I'm gonna do this. Firebelly Village. As you can see, right now I don't have many skills, just a few. We took this little creature today to the vet. Did it load? Oh. Not yet, still loading. Alright, there we go, Firebelly Village. Let's find the abandoned mine. I've gotten targeted strikes, I've gotten Ghost Visage. Oh, and by the way, today I've uploaded finally the 2021 update for my Sharpshooter skills overview. The next overviews won't be coming immediately because the next build I wanna make will probably be coming maybe tomorrow. We'll see, depending on the gear. The combustive sharpshooter. Kikia78 says, yo, I'm getting this game Thursday and wanted your input on what you think the strongest character is. Well, I wouldn't say there is one strongest character. I would say there's a few different combinations that are strong. So it's not like one class is overpowered compared to the others, but it's like certain combinations of a class and a subclass can be strong. In general, anything with the Electrode or the Flaming Destroyer can be amazing. Realm Master with the Bane on trains can be amazing. I would stay, if you want damage, I would stay away from Cold Heart, and normally I would stay away from Blood Drinker or from Bane if I want damage, unless I'm doing some sort of shit tons of summon stacking build or a Bane train. But yeah, I would say go for Flaming Destroyer or go for Electrode on your first subclass, And regarding the class, you just have to figure out whether one class is more to your liking or not. I've just uploaded on my channel skills overview of every single active skill of the Sharpshooter, and yesterday I uploaded one for the Forged. I'm gonna take a break from those videos, and tomorrow I'm making a build video, and then after that I'm gonna make the other two maybe. Or maybe I'm gonna make 2 build videos, and then after that I'm gonna make the remaining 2 showcases. But eventually I will have 1 showcase for every class and 1 showcase for every subclass, as I have planned for a while. But yeah, I would say it doesn't matter which class you select. After the reworked Forged is something I won't be ashamed recommending to people. Before it was hard to tell people, yeah, Forged is good, pick it. Because it wasn't good. It was okay, but it wasn't great. But now even the Forged can do some serious damage when built the right way. Or it can survive a lot. The Forged can be super tanky. So I don't know what build you want, what class you're looking for, but if you want damage, just go for Electrode and Sharpshoot, Electrode and Flaming Destroyer, regardless whether it's Sharpshooter, Dusk Mage, Realm Master or Forged. All classes can be strong. If you want easy mode, Bane Train. You can look up my Miasmic Train build. That's pretty much super easy lazy mode. Or you can do something different. You can do Summoner Realm Master with Electrode. This is also super easy mode. Caprio74 is saying that he can finally see my face. Yes indeed, yes indeed. I've been using it for a few days now, my camera. And nice seeing you again. How have you been, Caprio? Have you played any specific games recently that you wouldn't mind maybe recommending to me? Especially if they're free games. I'm always looking for something free to play, as long as it doesn't have pay to win. Which reminds me, I need to check what free games in the Epic Store this week. I think actually it's changing on the 14th. So I think it's still the same one as before. Oh, I just leveled earlier. I forgot to spend my skill point. Should I save points for revolt? Or should I start putting points into something else? This 1 point eventually will go away. I'm gonna focus on Miasma, or maybe Venomous Maw. Maybe for starters I can level up with Venomous Maw. I think Venomous Maw in combination with Egg of Mayhem would be pretty nice for my leveling. Maybe I can get Goblins, but I'm not sure if they're gonna be very good early in the game. Oh, and here I would rather get this. Yeah, I'm thinking of saving points for Revolt. And at level 10 I can try and get Revolt level 5, and then at 11 I can get it at 6, I think. Actually, never mind, that's the point at level 6, 7, 8, 9 and the 2 points from 10. Yeah, I can get straight for Revolt tier 2. Revolt tier 2 from the get-go. Eventually I want to get Revolt tier 3 as soon as I can. This time. I think that's gonna be great damage for me. Caprio said, yeah, I'm playing Destiny 2. That's free to play and played. You're right now playing Rust, CSGO and Metro 2033. Interesting. Sometimes the forest with friends. Oh yeah, I've heard about the forest. It's that type of game where you would really want to play it with people you know. And in short time you want to buy Torchlight. Well, it was on sale during the winter holidays. You could buy it for 50% off. You're not sure if you heard about the sale. It's over now. So I'm not sure when the next sale will be, probably springtime. But yeah, maybe I should start making videos when the game is on sale, so people who don't know kind of get informed about it. Maybe with the next big sale I can make a video about different games that that I think are worth getting. When Chaos Bane is on sale again, when Torchlight 3 is on sale again, if it coincides at the same time, I can try and make a video next time. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure many people don't even find out about those sales until they're over. But yeah, if you're looking for Torchlight 3, it definitely has a lot more to offer than it did when it launched. Especially with the new set items. The new set items and the new mini set for weapons and offhands and the shield. That's pretty decent as well. So we've got, since the game launched, 2 new non-class specific sets. And 1 mini set which is weapons, 2 weapons. A shield and an offhand, and you can just mix and match. And I'm really happy because they really open up some nice builds. There are some very interesting synergies now in the game, how you can weave an intricate web of synergies. You're kind of being the spider there in the game, weaving that web of synergies to make a build. It's you're just stacking the layers of stuff. Oh man, I need to switch off the heater. It's becoming too warm here. There we go. Let's see. Kiki says, do either Sharpshooter or Durst Mage get spawners? What do you mean by spawners? Do you mean summoning skills? And Hoi Fat just followed. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Struck Club. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your stay. But by the way, what do you mean by spawners? Do you mean summons? Like minions? Everyone except the Forged has minions. The Sharpshooter has Goblin Legion, Royal Shasta, which is a must-have because of the tier 2 bonus, and it also can summon a minion with Rizzi's Fate. The Disc Mage has Nethering minions with Netherwell, which is also pretty nice. Actually, it's Spiritwell, not Netherwell, Spiritwell. My bad for saying it wrong. Capri is asking how I am. I've been good. I took this little creature here, my pet, to the vet today to have him checked up, blood, urine, etc. And yeah, today been busy with making that video and that guide on my website for the Sharpshooter. Tomorrow, most likely, there's gonna be a build video for the Combustive Sharpshooter 2.0, as I've promised some time ago that it's coming. I think it's the right time to do it, in my opinion. Although my Combustive Sharpshooter 2.0 right now has terrible defenses. It has like 26 damage reduction to physical. My Flaming Destroyer Sharpshooter. And it's using a bow. It's using a bow instead of one-handed and shield. But I could try and rework it a little to make it use one-handed and shield instead of the bow and be a little bit more defensive. Kiki says like pets that attack with you. Yeah, minions. In this game, pets and minions are different. So there's something very important to keep in mind whenever it says pet. Like, for example, over here it says 65% damage for your pet. It means the actual pet, this thing. this little creature here, whatever creature you set. So that's the one they're referring to. Anything you can summon is called a minion. So, for example, when you look at Bane, it gives you minion damage bonuses. Minion damage bonuses would be what boosts the damage of the goblins, of the summon from here, of Shasta. So anything that fights for you, but is not you or your pet, is considered a minion. And when it says pet damage, it means your actual pet. When it says pet attack speed, it means your actual pet. It could be a bit confusing, but once you get used to it, it's pretty clear. But yeah, the Realm Master has trains and it has spirit bros. You can summon some ancient spirits to fight for you on the Realm Master. On the Dusk Mage you can summon some Netherrim creatures. And on the Sharpshooter you can summon goblins, you can summon that Netherrim spellcaster, and you can summon Shasta. Now, I really need potions. What's happening with the game? Why is it not dropping potions? I've been playing for a few minutes without a single potion drop. That's just wrong on so many levels.
That spell can be cast.
Okay. I don't ever remember getting a legendary from a mimic. Oh, and I got a potion. That's nice. Daykubi says just came to say hi and to throw a like. Thanks very much. Welcome back. Welcome back, Daykubi. And Kiki says, I've played Yabu before and had a wizard and didn't like it because felt like I would die instantly. Does it feel like that in this game with the Dusk Mage and the Sharpshooter? In this game, it doesn't matter what class you select. If you have enough defense from items or from certain skills that give you damage reduction, such as, for example, see, the Dusk Mage doesn't have a damage reduction skill that makes you take less damage. It has a debuff that makes the enemies do less damage. The Sharpshooter has the exact same thing. So Sharpshooter and Dusk Mage can make the enemies do less damage, which in turn translates into you taking less damage eventually. So for the Sharpshooter it's Curse of PP, and for the Dusk Mage it's Damnation, which you get around level 15 on both classes. Whereas the Forged has two skills that can give him defense bonus, so it basically increases those defenses here for the Forged. The Realm Master has skills that give him damage reduction, which is multiplicative, which is kind of separate from this damage reduction. But in general, if you have good items with a lot of defense, and if you put defense in the sockets, and if you use a one-handed shield, one-handed plus shield combo, which I strongly recommend to new players while leveling, to try and use sword and shield, or mace and shield, or pistol shield, whatever. Yeah, you can survive even on Dusk Mage or a Sharpshooter. There's also items that can help you with survivability. There's the Winterweave Gauntlets, that's kind of a second wind. If your HP drops to 25 or lower, you get a buff that gives you the chance to block the next 3 sources of damage. And with the set bonus that goes to 6 sources of damage. Then there's the Skittering Shoulders, which drops on the ground an AoE field that gives you 50% multiplicative damage reduction that you can stack with other things. So in general, if you want to build defensively, you can do it. It's not impossible. The game has included certain things like that. You're gonna sacrifice some damage, but eventually at least you're gonna have more defense and survivability, so there's options. You don't have to go full glass cannon if you don't want to. So hopefully this was enough info. Wait, did I missed Hicks. Well, we gotta go back. If only I had reload. This is one of the terrible quests where you just miss one enemy at the beginning and boom, you have to go back. All the way from the end of the map to the beginning. I should have tried sorry. I should have tried using Unstuck to see if it would put me at the beginning of the map. But Token Company, I've missed his message. He said, "You're beautiful IRL." I'm not sure if he's serious or joking. But okay, I guess I can say thanks here. But yeah, I would say I'm average. I think Jim Jeffries is a comedian. If you don't know him, you might want to look him up. He put it very nicely in one of his stand-ups. He said he has the perfect description of what a 5 means. 5 out of 10. It means you have all your teeth, you have all your limbs. You're okay. You're neither perfect weight. Like you're either overweight or skinnier than perfect weight. So that's kind of like, you know, that's what how he described average, a 5. But yeah. I guess I think of myself kind of the way he described that. I mean, I've got all my teeth for now. I've got all my limbs on me, so nothing too serious that you can notice. But I definitely wouldn't think of myself as something on the high end. Let's see. Come on. I keep forgetting to use basic attacks as fillers. Reload would really help me. Once I get level 10 and I get reload, it's gonna be a game changer for me. Level 7. Okay. It's time for a weapon upgrade meetings. So let's see if it dropped something that's gonna replace my infectious shooter. Okay, there we go. Ah shit, I can't use targeted strikes now. Okay, I'm gonna put a point here, and eventually at level 10 I'm gonna remove the point from tight grouping. And that point will go into revolt. I wanna get at level 10 revolt level 6. So I'm saving my points. It might be a bit boring saving this many points while leveling up and this early in the game where every point could count. A what? Give you a good boost. Come on. Oh. They're ganking up on me. Alright, let's go to the workshop.
The never-ending hunger. I hunger for fresh air, for sweet earth and unspoiled water.
Come on.
The humans are weak. I will take from them what
I love
they
speech
cannot
shrines.
protect.
And Kiki earlier said he has to go. Well, he probably is already not here. But yeah, Kiki, if you're still there, thanks for stopping by. Have fun whenever you start playing the game, and thanks for stopping by again. I'm gonna be streaming for another 3.5 hours, if everything's fine. If there's no power surges, no, if there's no how do you say it, emergency power surges like yesterday, everything would be fine. So yeah, another 3.5 hours I will be here. Okay, I got this one. Okay. That 7.6 poison damage does add a lot of damage to this. Interesting. I need to get rid of those legendaries soon. Some of them I really don't need. What level is the enemy I'm fighting here? Level 9 maybe? Yeah, level 9. So 2 levels difference. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Wait, okay, 2 more levels for reward. 2 more. New shield, pretty nice. TRTHMT says, what is your favorite relic? Definitely the Electrode. That is my favorite relic. I may not have a favorite class, but I do have the favorite subclass being the Electrode for me. It just there are just so many fun builds you can make with the Electrode. You can make a proc monster summoner, you can make an interesting melee build where you're triggering procs with the melee instead of using it for damage, because right now the melee kind of is not benefiting from basic attack affixes, but when it starts benefiting it's gonna be even stronger. You can make typical chaotic strikes built on the Electrode with the Egg of Mayhem. You can also make builds. Just a moment. You can make aura builds where you're using Localized Storm. You can make builds where you're using Conjure Electrode, that gives you casting speed, so you can spam certain skills. I mean, there are just so many fun builds you can make on the Electrode. It's not like the other relics don't give you a lot of options as well. I just love the playstyle that the Electrode offers me a lot. The types of builds that the Electrode can offer me. Dragonheart CG says, would this game be good on console? It's on sale for $19.99 right now. Well, keep in mind that on console you would be playing this with a controller, and I'm not sure how it works when it's nine hotbar buttons. I'm assuming you have to click one button and then the other, or maybe you have to click one button to switch. Because I think I don't know how it is. Someone who plays on console should tell you, but in general I think you have to switch between one skill bar and another. I don't think you can fit all of them on the screen on console. So someone should say if someone plays this with controller or on a console, should say how the controls are. I think the controls are the major problem, and there's also problems with performance on old generation consoles. So are you old generation or new generation? Because PS4 and Xbox One could have some problems with the performance, with the FPS, especially when playing the Electrode relic or any other build where you're stacking a lot of procs and a lot of things are getting triggered at the same time, a lot of calculations. Apart from the performance and the weird controls on a controller, the game is pretty fun. It has a lot of diversity in regards to builds. It has very little diversity in regards to endgame. So if you're looking for a game that has a lot of things to do after you beat it, there's just one thing in this game to do after you beat it, maybe one and a half. So you've got Phasier and Mapworks, which are pretty much Mapworks is Phasier without the affixes. And then you've got Secret Alpaca level, which right now is not worth doing, because the Phasier drops overpowered items that you just can't compete in the Alpaca levels gear compared to the Phasier gear. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff you can do in this game when it comes to checking new classes, subclasses. Like you play a disc match, then you get bored of it, and then you make a Sharpshooter or a Realm Master or a Forged, or maybe you make another disc match with a different subclass for a completely different setup. Or you maybe respec your current disc mage to use different skills. I mean, there's a lot of options. And Duet says he plays on controller on PC. The main issue is targeting. If you play a ranged build, it will target random targets. He says he tries to stick to melee builds because of this. Okay, so that's interesting. Good to know that. Maybe on console it's the same way with the targeting. Isn't there an option to switch off auto targeting, maybe? Or to control the targeting with one of the sticks? Or a switch target button, like tap targeting in MMOs. If there isn't, some people need to start putting those suggestions on note based on feedback. See, if I played on controller, which I wouldn't even want to. I don't like playing games like those where I need to aim with controllers. But if I played on a controller, I would be able to provide some feedback regarding certain things and how they could improve them. Yeah, without the precision of a keyboard and mouse, games like those become a little bit more difficult to play. I mean, in general, I just don't wanna ever be forced into playing a game like this without a keyboard and a mouse. But I know eventually this would become a thing. Maybe there would be some sort of a game that I really need to try. That would be kind of a console port or something. We'll see. Hopefully I never need to do it, but you never know. You never know. I'm wondering how mobile emulators and Diablo Immortal will, because I really want to test the game just so I can say it's shitty or it isn't as shitty myself when the game is out. I would definitely try it on an emulator on my PC with the keyboard and mouse, and hopefully I can control it with the keyboard and the mouse. Okay, let's get some. Come on. Okay, this is good. Not so bad. And let's try and get the weapon.
I'll see you soon.
So, General Grey, let's see what she has to say.
Recruit, good job on rescuing our officers.
And that says, I can play Diablo 3 just fine on mouse and keyboard, but this game has so many skills to map. Well, you don't have to map every single skill. You know, if you want to play a build where you're using only 5 or 6 skills, that's fine. No one is forcing people to use every single skill bar SWAT. In fact, during early access we had only 5 skills here and another one here, which was the relic activation. So it was only 6 before. But people wanted more skill bar SWAT, so they added those. But the game can be played without as many skill bar SWATs if you don't want to use them all. You can make certain builds where you're just taking the bare minimum and going with 6 skills or 5 skills. Wait, there's... oh yeah, Yapper. Yapper's quest. Oh, and I just remembered, when I was offline, Droopy Jones, Stones 2828 followed. And I forgot to say that at the beginning of the stream, but thanks to Droopy Jones and Stones 2828 for following on Twitch. Okay, I need some more tea. I was cleaning my dust filter of my CPU, and ever since cleaning that dust filter, I feel like something stuck in my throat or lungs. Maybe I inhaled some dust and trying to get it removed with that tea. doesn't seem to work much. It's like it's stuck over here. I probably need to cough it out later, but yeah, pretty weird. Okay, let's see. Oh, I keep forgetting. I need to go to my fort and put some of the items in the storage and dismantle some of the other ones. MDWET says I bought it on Steam for 20 bucks and after 190 plus hours of gameplay, I'd say I've more than gotten my money's worth. Yesterday you bought about 100 shields from that merchant and you got no legendaries. Yeah, don't rely on the gambler for legendaries. It's not meant to give you legendaries. Believe me, yeah, every now and then you might get lucky and get a legendary, but you're much better off trying to get legendaries from gear bundles, from blue gear bundles. Chances are from a blue gear bundle you're gonna get a legendary more often than from the gambler. They've severely nerfed the drop rates of legendary from the gambler. They were super high before, and people were complaining that there's high drop rates. and then they nerfed them. The merchant, the gambler drop rates. And the thing is, items from the gambler cannot compare right now to items from the Fazier, which is kind of a sad story, because it would have been nice to know that you can spend your money and get something that's actually gonna be useful, regardless of how far in the Fazier you are. But yeah, right now it kind of is different.
That spell cannot be cast. It's a trap.
Can't wait to get rewards. And Dragonheart says, okay, cool. But yeah, I think 1999, you can get a lot of gameplay for that price out of it. Just considering that you have hundreds, I'm gonna repeat, hundreds of builds that you can make in this game. Thanks to the diversity of items, thanks to having 4 classes and 5 subclasses, which just by the 4 classes and 5 subclasses, that's 20 combos. 20 combos where you're not even talking about what skills you're taking and what items you're taking. So just from those 20 combos, from there it just keeps growing and growing and growing when you start considering the items you're gonna take, the item synergies, which skills you're gonna get, which passive skills you're gonna get, because you can get skills as passive only. Like, for example, if I were to take, let's say, if I were to invest into this one, 6 points, that would give me 10% damage to blinded, swallowed or stunned. And I can try and use some items with chance to swallow and benefit from this, without even swatting this skill on my skill bar. Or I can put points into this one, and I can get 10% damage to relic skills, which would increase the damage of this one, and this one, and maybe this one. But it wouldn't increase the damage of this one, which is weird, because I think that's a bug. They forgot to make damage to relic skills to actually increase the damage of relic procs. I tested it on the Electrode, on Lightning Strike, and Lightning Strike did not get that 10% damage. So maybe all relic passives right now do not get that bonus. Not sure if it's intended or not. Maybe I should open a ticket for it, so I can figure out if it's intended or not. Just a moment. Oh, it's Dog Jockey's quest. Sometimes it doesn't let me melee, that's strange. M-Duet says, I just look for a Fazir map that has all champions are elite. Oh yeah, it's called Uniques. Uniques is a pretty good Fazir map. If you combine Uniques with Gearwalkie, or if you combine Dividing with Gearwalkie, it's pretty nice. And the best thing you can get is Dividing Uniques Gearwalkie map, but those you cannot get until you reach like stage 150 of the Fazir. Where you can get Uniques as a built-in. So you're looking for a built-in Uniques that has at the top Dividing and then Gearwalkie at the bottom. That's where you get good stuff. But yeah, Uniques Gearwalkie or Dividing Gearwalkie, or a combo of those in one map. Keep in mind, Gearwalkie doesn't go over 100, and Gearwalkie gives you 50%. And just by playing on Ridiculous, you get 20%. So just from Gearwalkie and playing on Ridiculous, you get 70%. And then if you include the Tree of Work, that's another 5%, if it's max level Tree of Work. And that means you don't need as much gear work from your items. And if you were to play with another person, you get another 15% just by being in the same instance. So the cap is 100. You cannot go over 100 gear work. And you're not gonna see the 50% gear worky on your stats, but it will be there, the one from the map. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. They're teleporting so much. No, stage 150. Those unique gearworky dividing. Basically, at around stage 150, you can get. At least that's what I've been told. I haven't reached that high because it's boring for me to push. But I've seen screenshots of people showing me those maps and taking me to such maps. If you find before stage 150 a uniques built in, that's fine, that's great. You got deleted at stage 3, then you need defense. Maybe your defense is bad. I mean, in this game it's very important, like some other games, to have defense. For example, in games like Grim Dawn, resistances are super important. And in this game, it's kind of the same. You don't have direct resistance. You get resistance by stacking defense. Like, the more defense you get, the more the resistance is to that element. But you want ideally 50-60% physical, or at least 40-45% physical. And you want the other resistances to be at least 60. So you don't get deleted instantly in a map. It is an act of balancing damage and survivability. But eventually you get used to playing a certain class, a certain build. You start dodging more, you start using your range. So if M-Duet has been getting unique or dividing built-in, by built-in I mean on the side here. So you're getting dividing or unique over here on the side, not on the card. That way you can get the other thing on the card. So if you get unique here, you get dividing on the card with gearworky. Or if you get dividing here, you can get uniques on the card and gearworky as the positive card modifier. That's what I mean. But yeah, if you get it around 100, that's nice. That means people shouldn't push this far to get those maps for farming. And Wet says he's 55% and has no issues in 100 plus. Full face tank. That's pretty nice. But keep in mind, you might be playing a different class with more defensive abilities. For example, if you're playing Forged, Forged has two skills that give you defense increase. If you're playing Bane, Bane has two skills that give you defense increase. If you're playing Blood Drinker, that's a lot of HP, HP regeneration. I mean, extra healing. If your current year modifier is uniques, that's perfect. That's an amazing one to farm. Find dividing year wookie in this tier, and then you're gonna love the drops. Okay, there we go. Almost level 9. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. Damage to damage. My damage is pretty shitty for this stage. Oh, I just remembered. I forgot. I just remembered. I was wondering why the damage isn't as good as it needs to be. A little better, not much, but it's still 20% better. Okay, one more level and I can get Revolt level 6 immediately. And you are getting one shot when you are under 50% defense. Yeah, I mean, defenses are important. After a certain point, you're gonna notice that it's a big difference. Before a certain point, you're gonna see you're getting one shot all the time. That's how it is. With Forged, it gets crazy high. Crazy high how high your defense can be. If you stack the right things. But eventually, once you push the Fazir dungeons higher, you start getting those better items, and those give you more defense. And then you can even afford to remove a shield from your equipment, and then wear a focus item, because you get so much defense that you no longer need the shield. And then getting a focus item might not be a bad idea, if that's the case. And then you can get extra DPS from that focus item and extra utility. Your current setup is around 60% defense and capped on block defense. So you have 40% block chance. Well, if you want even more survivability, you can stack 40% block chance with 40% evasion. That's gonna give you a 36% chance to get hit. It can get very crazy when you're using Cold Heart. And when you're using the Winter Weave Gauntlets. And you can have Ice Shield. Then you can, if you want, invest into Frostskin, but you don't have to. And then you can have the Ice Shield Frostskin, the Winter Weave Gauntlets Frostskin, and maybe the Frostskin from the passive. And if you combine that with chance to block and chance to evade, and a lot of defense, you would be pretty much... whenever you take damage, you would be probably ignoring that damage. And you won't be getting hit much at all. So that's one interesting build eventually I might wanna try when I have the items for it. Maxed out evasion, maxed out block, stacking Winter Weave Gauntlets with the set bonus, with Ice Shield, with the regular Frostskin, to see how that would work. Obviously the damage won't be there. The damage would be kind of whacking, but with overpowered gear from the Fazeer, even Cold Heart can do damage. Even with the little damage abilities of the Cold Heart, you could still be fine. I think Cold Heart needs a few major tweaks. First of all, they really need to make the golem do damage on the first cast, not just on the second. Then they really need to look into chill and in general change the chill mechanic to make it reduce the damage enemies do and have multiple stacks, whatever's balanced. And then the other thing they need to do is maybe slightly reduce the cooldown of breaking point, not breaking point, but Frostskin, or increase the stacks of Frostskin you can get. Because yeah, every 35 seconds one stack of Frostskin, it's not good. If they make it 2 or 3, then it's gonna be good. But yeah, right now breaking point is kind of crippled by this Frostskin cooldown. Oh, and they need to change the tier 3 of Snowstorm to reduce the damage enemies do if they are within the Snowstorm field. To apply some sort of debuff to enemies nearby, they can call it whatever. And to reduce the damage they do to you. That would be amazing for a tanky setup. So like 4 or 5 little changes that can make Cold Heart an amazing relic for tanky builds. Then I would actually start recommending Cold Heart to newbies, to new players, because it would be something that would let them survive. Right now, as I said, I feel bad recommending that relic. Trying to stack regular defense as much as I can. Crit chance, nice. My rats versus the other rats. Okay, I can go back. And someone's telling me to hydrate. Alright, let's drink some water. Welcome to Super Dutch. He says, I always come just to hydrate. Alright, well, appreciate the hydration reminders. Dragonheart says, do you guys enjoy this game as much as Torchlight 2, or do you feel it still needs a little more content? Content wise, I do think it needs more content for the end game, but I do enjoy it more than Torchlight 2. Talking about Torchlight 2 without mods, vanilla Torchlight 2. If I were to compare it to vanilla Torchlight 2, I like the skill system better here, there's more freedom. I like having the subclasses as extra things to give me diversity. I think the pet system needs some changes, like attack stance, like offensive stance, defensive stance, and a neutral stance. So you can tell the pet, okay, be aggressive, go all in, keep attacking, or tell it stay next to me, don't attack unless the enemies are right next to us. And I think it needs a pet attack, which also pet attack button, where you're telling the pet who to attack. That also triggers the same thing for your minions, such as skeletons, goblins, etc. So I think the pet system needs some more work. I'm not talking about the fish system, because it was overpowered. The Torchlight 2 fish system, it was making the pets, it was fun, definitely fun, but it was also making a lot of imbalances there. Some of the fish you could get was making your pet super strong, especially those permanent ones. So I'm not asking to give me that system, but I'm asking to give me some more control over my pet's movement and over my minions' movement. And they've been adding new pet skills, which is nice. I love how we can have more pet skills, and I really love how the pet is only a skin in this game. So regardless what pet you get, once you have certain skills unlocked, you can just take those skills to your pet skill bar, and your pet would use it. So I love this way where one pet is not stronger than the other. It's just a different skin, but you still have to find certain skills and unlock them. So there is still a hunt, initial hunt to unlock those skills. The enchanting system in Torchlight 2 I really didn't like. In this game it feels like an incomplete enchanting system right now. It's missing things that would allow us to change our items' affixes. And right now enchanting is basically only the sockets. You can only change an item's sockets. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but it seems like a better system than Torchlight 2's enchanting. But it also seems, as I said, like an unfinished system, like a system that needs some changes. Damn, I'm gonna die here. I don't have potions. It's not dropping potions. Some people would say the maps in Torchlight 2 were better, whereas here they're more like straightforward map designs. But I actually like the straightforward map design. Although I do like also Diablo 2 style design, where you have a big map and then a bunch of dungeons in that map that you can go down to and then return, where you don't have as many loading screens. I do like the Grim Down Diablo 2 design as well. I guess it's just a matter of personal choice. I mean, in this engine it's gonna be super heavy and long loading screen if they make one huge massive map without loading screens like Grim Down and Diablo 2, where you have loading screens only in specific parts of the game, and you can freely travel from one zone to the other, unlocking waypoints on the way. So I understand why the Unreal 4 engine kind of required them to make zones with loading screens and with those passages, just for the sake of performance. But I think in general they went for that design back when the game was gonna be MMO. when the game was gonna be Torchlight Frontiers. They kind of needed to make that design back then, and it made sense. For this current design, maybe if they went for a more traditional, maybe people would have liked it, but again, it probably would have been too heavy with this engine to have it designed in the way Grim Dawn and Diablo 2 operate. But definitely there's some things that this game is doing better than Torchlight 2, and some things that it could do better with some more work, with some more polish. And the biggest problem right now, as I mentioned, could be the lack of endgame activities. Only having one endgame activity definitely doesn't scream a ready game for launch to me. I think a game needs to have two types of endgame activities that are completely different, like taking a 180 turn from one endgame activity to the other before it launches. And I think a good example of a game that's currently in early access that has two completely different types of endgame would be Last Epoch. Last Epoch has an arena, survival mode arena with waves, and it has the rifting system, the Monolith of Fates. And that's a good example of two completely different 180 turn in the design endgame activities. And I think, yeah, if this game gets a survival mode or some sort of payload mode or whatever, just another endgame activity, it would add a lot of value to the replayability. It would be much better. Okay, I need to do some changes, just a moment. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was saving for reward tier 2, and I need to remove this point so I can get reward tier 2. For now I'm just gonna get this. So, I need to go to my fort to respec this one point. But Torchlight 2 has one big bonus, and that is the mods on Steam. On Steam you have a lot of mod support, a lot of mods made from the community. There's mod packs that are combining a bunch of mods in a big package, and you have a ton of different classes. I mean, I was playing a mod called Dracus mod pack, which included synergies and a bunch of other things, and over there were like 60 something 70 classes that you can select, which was amazing. It was pretty fun. I don't have a respectacle, really? Really? Well, this can be changed.
Your path has returned.
Super Dutch has, have you ever played the Dawn of War series of games? I think I've played one of them. Was that the Warhammer Dawn of War? If I haven't played it, I'm pretty sure I've watched, I think my brother used to play the first Dawn of War some time ago. So it's not like I haven't seen them. I'm just not I'm not the RTS kind of person. If that's the game I'm thinking it is, then yeah, I'm definitely not an RTS kind of person myself. You're saying they're pretty cool to play co-op. Yeah, RTS games are definitely good to play with people who know what they're doing, who are good in the genre and stuff like that. I mean, they're good games. The thing is, they're not for everyone. That's kind of how it is. Oh, I can wear this. Nice. Just checking for some Wobby items. I think at level 10. I think every 5 levels, checking my gear for something I can wear is not a bad thing to do. Okay, I think that's it. That's all my sharpshooter storage. Now off to this storage quickly. Nope. Oh, and that reminds me. Okay, nothing much to get anymore. Let's go back to my portal before it disappears. I think what the most important thing for extra games to focus on the first quarter or the first few months in 2021 is adding a new end game activity that is completely different than the Fazir, and removing this Fazir challenge bonus, so the items from that end game activity could actually be worth it in the Fazir, or making this challenge bonus only apply while you're inside the Fazir and not while you're outside. So you can use Fazir items, but again, and the idea is to get those items from the new endgame activity to be viable in the Fazir. So that's what I'm talking about. This Fazir and this Fazir power creep right now is kind of crippling the choices of what they can add into the game as endgame activities. They either have to add an endgame activity that has this system built into it, again the power creep system. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna remove the green spider and put one more point into Goose. I wanna use Goose already as a 1 point. Okay. I can maybe put this here for when I need AoE. Come on, load up. So from here on, I think I need to... Let's say I get the next 4 levels into Revolt. This gets me level 14. At level 15,